Hi. Oh, I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about a project that I started this October. It's the Hey Eleanor project. Maybe you guys have heard this quote, possibly an hour ago, from Deirdre, do one thing every day that scares you. Something Eleanor Roosevelt once said, and I think that is a great motto to live by. However, I wasn't really living that way up until recently. Earlier this year, I decided to start conquering my fears. So this fall marked a lot of firsts for me. For example, I went skydiving. I went on my very first hunting trip in Arkansas. I'd never touched a gun before. I've never shot an animal before. I actually cried a few times before I went because just thinking of hunting put like a huge knot in my stomach. Also, I tried cooking a lot. I've been cooking a lot of things that I have for the first time this fall too, and it's been super fun and exciting. But how did I get here? Well, I went to college at UW-Madison. I'm a Badger. Went to school for, yes, journalism and communications. And after school, I decided I wanted to figure out how to get paid to eat and travel and write about it, which, I mean, doesn't that sound like a dream job? And there's a whole great story behind how that happened, but I ended up getting a job with Andrew Zimmern, who maybe you guys know him from Travel Channel. He's got a show called Bizarre Foods, and I've been working there for 6 years. I freaking love my job. All I get to do all day is talk about food, write about food, talk about travel, write about travel. It's the best. We've written 3 books together. We have a podcast together. I run his website. I have no bad things to say about it, except that I realized, where did my voice go? I've been spending the past 6 years writing for someone else's brand, which I love. But, you know, I'm not a 52-year-old white Jewish guy from New York City. That's not me. I have a different story, and as much as the two of us totally get along and love each other, I've been telling someone else's story for a long time, so I did a little soul searching and decided I wanted to do my own project. And so I ended up coming up with the Hey Eleanor project, where I do one thing every day that scares me. And it started off being really daunting because 365 things is a lot of things to do, and then it's also a lot of things to write about. But I've really found that it's actually changed my life. And what I thought was just going to be like a blogging project has totally turned everything upside down. So it's fun because I do get to be me, and I do get to use my own voice to tell my side of the story. Additionally, it allows me to be adventurous, and not just adventurous like skydiving, but it gives me license to say yes to things I normally wouldn't have, and it allows me to see possibilities in my own backyard. I've found through the blog that I've been inspiring other people to try new things as well. And actually, the whole writing aspect of it, writing about things that I'm doing every day, has made me a more efficient writer, which is great for my other job because what would normally take me like 5 days to write, it's now taking me a couple hours. So one of the greatest things I've been able to do so far is work out with my hero, Richard Simmons. And what was crazy about that was I've always wanted to work out with Richard Simmons. I don't know about you guys, maybe that doesn't speak to everyone, but doing this blog project gave me the confidence to not only go to Beverly Hills and do that myself, but somehow talk my fiance and my brother and his fiance into doing it with me. And spoiler alert, Richard made my brother and my fiance take off their shirts at one point in the middle of class and dance for everyone, which was a total highlight. So some of the things I've learned so far, conquering one fear every day, is that there are scary things everywhere. I thought it was going to be hard to come up with stuff. Turns out, a scary thing finds me no matter what, every single day. I had to I had to jump my car by myself, which typically I would have relied on my fiance to help with that. But I thought, put on your big girl pants, Molly. You can probably figure this out. So I Googled it, and it wasn't actually that bad. Yeah, there were some sparks. Apparently that's normal. I did not know that. I got a flu shot at Walgreens. I mean, you know, when you go to Walgreens, have you had your flu shot yet? No, and I'm not getting it today. No, I got my flu shot at Walgreens right there in the pharmacy. It was awesome. And also that bathroom I've used now. That is in my basement. I had to kill a spider first before I could get in there, but yeah, scary thing, just a few floors down. Another thing that I've learned is that things that can actually kill you, not always as scary as the things that can't kill you. I don't even know how to explain it in any other way, but skydiving, jumping out of a plane wasn't really that scary to me compared to sending my doctor a letter about some really poor care I had gotten from her. I confronted her about, basically I ended up sick and in the hospital, and it's because I thought she made some really poor decisions, and confronting my doctor about that, 1,000 times scarier than like jumping out of a plane with some guy from Connecticut strapped to my back that I'd never met before. I mean, way harder. I can't even explain it. Another thing I've learned with facing your fears is that guides are very important. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, like for me with this hunting thing, I'd never been before, not comfortable with guns. So for me to find a person that could lead me through that was huge. And I happened to find this woman, Georgia Pellegrini, who is her deal. She's the girl hunter. She's built a career around hunting and being a chef and cooking wild game and stuff. So she invited me to go hunting with her. And what was so amazing about it was hunting with another woman gave me permission to be emotional about the experience, something that, I mean, my dad and my uncles have invited me to go hunting with them a million times, and I was like, no, that's not happening, because, you know, I was pretty sure I was going to cry when I went. I did cry. I cried a lot, and I felt like my family, my uncles maybe would have made fun of me, but she didn't. And another thing that was so important about it was she helped me navigate, like figure out where my boundaries were. And sometimes having a good guide means that they might tell you when to stop, but it also means they might tell you when you can go farther, when you wouldn't have gone farther on your own accord. And my other guide is Officer Tom Fahey, who took me on a ride along. He's a Minneapolis canine cop, and it was like one of the most fun nights I've ever had. But guides are extremely important. I've discovered, much like Deirdre was saying, that when you're willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, it's kind of crazy how I was talking to my fiance actually about this last night, and he said that he totally admires my enthusiasm for everything now in a way, like I built this fence in our backyard. I never would have built a fence ever in my whole life before starting this project, and I would have just let Josh do it on his own. But because I needed material to blog about, it was like, sure, give me some weird saw thing, and hopefully don't cut off my fingers, and why not hand me a drill? And it's been crazy just how my perception of life, like instead of just being scared of so many things, I just see possibilities in every single day. It's kind of crazy. Oh yes, and the other thing I've discovered too is that there are so many adventures to be had in your own backyard, and I have a quick video here. This is actually something I did in the office next door to mine. So this is literally happening on the other side of my desk. The lady who does like energy healing next door to me had invited a Chinese healer to come in for the day, and she knew I was doing this project, and they had a cancellation, so she said, Molly, you want to come over and do this like ancient Chinese healing thing? And normally I would have said, no way, that sounds weird, but because of this, I thought, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to try doing it, so roll the beautiful beam footage.
It's going again.
So that happened. But I think that is a really good example of just showing, like, I can't even, it's been so fun. I only have been doing this for 90 days, but it's been super intense, but really, really fun. And I just can't believe all of the cool opportunities and possibilities that have been opened up to me based on me saying, you know, that's gonna make me uncomfortable. I'm gonna avoid that. Instead, I've been really just leaning into my fears. And when you lean into your fears, your comfort zone, like you were saying before, it really expands, and it just makes life so much more fun and exciting, and I think it really makes you a better person. And what's crazy is my thing for today is talking to you guys up here, because I don't know if you've ever heard this quote that the number 2 fear is death, and the number 1 fear is public speaking. So a lot of people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. But yeah, what's funny is I think 90 days ago, I would have probably gone to the bathroom before I got up here and thrown up or something. And instead, before I got up here, I went into the bathroom and just like laughed. I was laughing by myself in a stall. Sorry if anyone was in there with me and was just wondering what was going on, but it is. But I just can't even express. You guys, I encourage everyone to just try. You will find something, I guarantee today, that makes you uncomfortable. And instead of shying away from it, I urge you to just lean into your fears a little bit and just kind of see how you feel afterwards, because it's changing my life. And I think, too, another thing I'm so excited about is, you know, coming here and speaking today was really uncomfortable for me, but I can't help but wonder, as Carrie Bradshaw might say, I can't help but wonder if maybe I would meet someone here today that could change my life. You just don't know. So anyway, that's my Hey Eleanor project, and I invite you all to follow along on the blog. It's HeyEleanor.com. And if you have any ideas for me, because I only have like 300 more things to do this year, you can email me at HeyEleanorProject.com or at, what am I saying? gmail.com. Oh, thank you. Okay.